Right, let's talk HELLER. Now, they've been very quiet since 2010. That you'd think they've gone into some sort of witness protection. They've had 20 new tools in 14 years, and 9 of those since 2020. And 2 of them were diorama bases, the concrete slabs and a patch of desert. Oh, splendid. And it's just what every modeller has been crying out for. A bit of grey plastic that looks like a car park and some sand. That was revolutionary stuff, wasn't it? They also, though, released 3 trailers, with one that you could hitch to their rather excellent Ferguson tractor that they released in 2015. That said, recently we have seen them release a couple of French vans that look great but are missing some angry baguette seller figures. They also released that fantastic Peugeot 205, which is great for the modelers who had one in the 1990s, with the Kenwood sticker on the back window. And that's because all their parents could probably afford on the insurance was one of them. And they had you down as a main driver on the policy. And wait for it, the E2C Hawkeye, their first aeroplane since 2010. 1 plane in 14 years, and at this rate, the next aircraft will arrive just in time for England to finally win another World Cup. Yes, HELLER have been quieter than a librarian with a laryngitis, but that doesn't mean all of their releases are old toolings that back in the day you could purchase for the price of a Milky Way. They are all now 10 quid. But all manufacturers do this, and HELLER are no different. But some of the releases they have had over the last 20 years have been excellent. In fact, chat to the chaps on the forums or anyone who's actually built the things, and you'll discover that in the decade before this one, some say they quietly released some excellent kits and even tried their hand at mastering the dark art of scale model armour. Their 1/72nd scale Sherman from 2014 is widely regarded as a proper little peach. It's accurate, satisfying, and somehow more enjoyable than most modern kits that cost a few quid more and come with photo etch. And 2 years before that particular triumph, they tooled up and released this absolute beast. A 1/35th scale VBCI, complete with all the gubbins you need to turn it into a proper Afghanistan spec warrior. Apparently designed with the chaps that actually built the real thing, this is not a half-arsed effort. You could say it's the full Monty. And thanks to HELLER, one of these models has now found its way onto my bench for review and probably build. So let's have a look, shall we? Right, here it is, the VBCI, 1/35th scale, 261 pieces, 223mm by 85mm, and it says 3 decorations provided. Or rather, they just say 3 schemes. Do you know what I mean? But the box art looks fantastic. Obviously, he's got the weapon there firing. It's in like a desert scene, and you've got some demolished buildings there in the back. You've got, like, I think they call it bar caging, for the RPGs to protect them from rocket-propelled grenades. And apparently this is all in the box, is what I've been told. If I turn this over so you can see the back. Okay, and there we are. So there's your water slide decals. You've got a few there. Not many, because there wasn't many on the actual vehicle. Information there. The Vehicle Blinded Combat d'Infanterie. That's how you say it, I don't know. I'm not French. Armoured vehicle for infantry combat. Designed to transport, protect and support infantry combat groups. 630 of them were made. And they're also called the VCI or the VPC. So you've got infantry combat vehicles or command post vehicles. So by June 2012, 400 of them. Now, on here it's telling you that the Euro construction of the actual vehicle was in the year 2000s. That says 630 would build. 6-cylinder turbo diesel Renault D12D. Well, I thought they were Volvo engines, but Renault and Volvo are the same company now. So perhaps they call it the Renault D12D, but originally it's a Volvo engine. It comes with a Canon 125mm M811, and the weight of it was 29 tons. And apparently these are all the colours you need. They cut the HELLER and the Revell numbers, apart from the ones that that Revell don't do. So yeah, 2012. That's the actual toolings. They actually tell you what the tooling is now, when it was manufactured originally, and then this is a 2021 release. Apparently, you can download all the instructions on your iPad, and there's a QR code about this product on the back. Nice. I should have done edge of the box really. I normally do edge of the box first, don't I? So there you go. Just the sizes. It's giving you 2010, 2011, and 2012 schemes. Okay, Afghanistan schemes. So yeah. So apparently the features are, it's got interior, which I know, apparently I was told that this actually comes with the anti-mine seats inside, rubber tyres, got clear parts with a mesh grid. So it does come with a mesh grid, which is cool. So that's, so you can do the RPG protected cage around it. Again, edge of the boxes, just showing you the edge of the boxes. And created by HELLER in France and Germany. So, and how we work. So that'd be good. And some bump there. That it's for age 14 or over. So I'm assuming it has photo etch in it, 14 or over. Just saying. Right, okay then. Knifey. Let's open up the box. There's one, and you've got to do the edges as well. Edges are done. Oh, that one's already done. So let's open up the box and let's see what we get inside. So, if you can see what I can see, on the lid, they've given you some rod, or shall I say, metal wire, which is cool. There's your instructions. Let's push this forward again so you can see instructions. You get a little catalogue of what they're releasing, okay, and you get one of these as well. Now, they're all for recycling, is old HELLER, which is fair. So most of this will be in paper, and I you know, as long as it protects it, that's all that matters. So you've got a fair bit of glass here. So there's a lot of glass here. So we'll have a look at that in a minute. There's your mesh. So they give you some mesh in the kit as well. That's a nice little touch. All the tyres are rubber, so I need 8, don't I? 2, 4, 6, 8. And the tread looks okay, but there's no branding on the tyres. I know people get upset with that. Coats 3D is your next port of call if you want tyres that have that branding on it. Oh, so there's one of the sprues. This is sprue E, and it's that sand coloured plastic. So I'll tell you what, let's just go through them now. I've got it out, so we'll go through the sprues first. So let's have a look up the top here, and then you can see what you think of the detail. If we just zoom in, let me just zoom in, there you go. So you can have a good look at the detail of this kit. So 2012 tool in this, so it is 23 years old. No, it's not. 13 years old. Can't get my maths right. 14 years old. Yeah. I'm just seeing if I can see anything like sink or anything like that. But no. Some nice detail there on this here. On the parts. Just if you look at the detail on that, a little bit of sink there, just a little bit, but I think you'll get away with that. Is that sink, or is it just a round mark? You might get away with it. So there you are, just going through, so you can see all the little bits of detail on this kit. I presume this is all part of the turret here, so this is all for the turret. Just go there, as you can see the the weaponry there. Some nice detail on that weaponry. Very nice. A couple of hatches. And if we turn him here, you can see you've got some panels there. And flip him over and see the back. And most of the injector pin marks are away. Right, you get two of these. So let's have a really good look at both these sprues, which is D. And then I'm going to just zoom in so we can have a good look at the hubs there. Alright, so there's your hubs. There's some of the discs or braking system. And there's your hub covers, which do have the Renault logo on them. That's a nice touch. Moving down through, you've got your drive shafts there. You've got the frames underneath for your suspension, I believe. I think these are brake chambers. I think they're brake chambers, those. So yeah, then you have your suspension arms. Quite big, some eyelets, handles. These are handles. I think that's another bit of suspension there. You've got your steering arms. You've got your, I presume that's a suspension arm as well. Some more eyelets. You've got some weaponry there. Got some weapons which have some nice detail on them. Just spin them around so you can see. There you are. I don't know if you got that on camera. Some antennae there, some more weapons, and then you've got these, I know, brackets or braces for your cage. I think they are again. Moving through, looks like one of these are seats. They might be seats. I'm not too sure. I have to look at the instructions on them. We've got some bits here. A little bit of a mark there, but nothing too drastic. But yeah, that is frame D. Sorry, C. Frame C. Right then, so we have frame A. This is frame A, which is basically the wings and the belly and the top. So it's getting close, so you can have a good old muster at this. Zoom in. Hopefully it will zoom in. There you go, zoomed in. And again, you have some nice detail on the top there. Looks okay to me. All right. And I think you're going to have to push the windows or the glass from inside here this time. Push them in and then just tack them in with some glue. You've got this prop shaft that's so long. Can you see that? So long, this prop shaft. It goes right the way the length of the body, which is nice. You've got some steering or some suspension parts there. And then underneath you've got some panels and whatnot here. Looks like your steering columns there. You've got some tools. You've got a shovel, pickaxe and its handle, and an axe there, and a rod of something. So yeah, which I presume will go on the door, the back, I guess. Just throwing it out there. Okay. And then we'll start on the belly here. So this is the belly of it. Like I said before, it looks okay. There's a couple of raised bits there, some cones, nice. And then here you have, as I said, your wings, and there is a little bit of sink on the wings, just a little bit, just there. But that could be made into texture of like dents and dints or something. And then along here, if I just turn them around, there's a little bit of sink there where the ejector pin has gone through a little bit. But I reckon you can rub that down or just spray it up, give it a bit of texture, bit of powder, hide all that. So yeah, a little bit, but not drastic anyway from any measure, which is good. Then you have frame B now. So let's get him up to the camera. Let's zoom him in so we can have a really good look at this one. There you go, zoomed in. Turn him around. So again, you've got more detail. Loads of places to put glass. You've got your hinges there for your hatch. So you have the hatch open, hole for your turret. You've got fuel points here for your fuel or your hydraulic fuel, whatever. Again, hatches here, which I think, just looking at the glass here, will be glass. Places for your antennas to go. Nice panel, but no, I can't see any sink on that. Just working through it, as you can see, you've got some electronics there. Nice. Again, I think that's for the back. Just twist around. You've got some rail here, handrail going around, so be very careful with this so you don't break it off. So some of it is side molded, so it's protected. Yeah, turn around. That looks like inside. I presume that's a bulkhead. And there's the rear. So getting close, you can see the rear. Nice detail on that. Again, can't see any sink on that really. As I'm looking at this with a camera now, so I filmed this already. I'm actually going through it all again because the camera went funny and didn't what's the word? Focus properly. So there you are. Brilliant. There's that piece, and then we have the main. This is frame G, and this is, have a look. This is your anti-mine protection bit underneath. Goes right underneath the body, and then you've got some. I presume that's for air. Some grills. Then you've got some grids here. But this is lovely. None of this is broken, by the way. I'm just showing it. But these are very fragile parts. And none of it's broken. It's all nice. And remember, they're wrapping this in paper. But I'm just looking at this and I can't see any broken parts at all. Everything's all in its place. This is for your mesh, I believe. This is for your mesh. And all this along here. This is all for your mesh. This is for your cage. Fantastic. And none of it's broken. And as I said, it's been in paper. So, yeah, some nice detail on that as well. Again, can't see any sink on that. Or maybe a little bit on the edge there, but nothing drastic. Stuff that you could easily hide. And because it's slide molded, see all that? It's all protected. All these little bits. And none of it's broken. There's a little bit of the sprue there where they nip it off the machine. So yeah, there it is. So there's the parts. I'm going to put them back in as I found it, hopefully. And then there was paper on here, and then I think that went on there, and I'm going to place that on there, and then I'm going to wrap the paper back over. And then I put these two bits on top. And let's put the wheels on. Sorry if it's a bit out of focus. And then you've got your mesh, and then you've got your glass. So quickly look at the glass, because there's a lot of glass in this kit. Come on, focus, glass. Come on, focus. Is that focus? There you go, it's focused now. You can see there's lots of glass. You get two of these sprues. And it looks like you've got little nubs here that I reckon if you just push them into the holes, you can just put a tiny bit of cement on here and it won't ruin the glass. 4, 8, 15, or 4... So there's 4, 8, 12, 15. There's a big one there, 15. Then you've got some doors here as well, which look great. And there you've got your indicators and your brake lights all on the back there. Lovely. I think that's for your front there. Those are your front spotlights and everything. So yeah, very good. And that paper folds over there. And then we can get on with the instructions. At the minute, I've not found any decals, so I've a little bit worried about that. But hey ho, let's move on. just double check they're not in here anywhere. Are they? They could be in the. Oh, there they are. There you are. Found the decals. And if we just zoom in, so you can have a nosy. There you go, and there's the decals. Basically, just numbers and letters. They don't say who makes the decals, so the carrier film looks a little bit thick, but I'm sure that once you cut it down and lay it properly with plenty of micro set and micro sole, they should go down okay. I'd rather decals be a bit thicker than thinner, but that's my own preference. Because once you put over a gloss coat then a matte coat, sorry, I put the gloss coat down, put them on, then put the matte coat on, or whichever way you do it, you shouldn't be able to see it. But yeah, okay. And there's your decals. Just jump in the video very, very quickly to ask a bit of a favour. If you are enjoying the content on this channel but are not yet subscribed, will you please consider becoming a subscriber? It's totally free. All you've got to do is click subscribe, ring that bell, click all to be notified when I release a new video. It really helps the channel grow because YouTube doesn't help sometimes, but you doing that probably will. Anyways, let's get back to the video. Right then, back to the instructions. So, what are we looking at? 52 steps. 52 steps. And your first step, oh yeah, when no colour is specified, paint the item with hull colour. Refer to page 1819 for painting pattern. Okay, fair enough. It's saying here that if it's that 2 there, that is the step number, and you've got the part number is in black, reference colour is in 56, and then the decal. So there's 4 different number systems in this, so which is good. So first off, you're going to need A1, A2, B8, G9, F9, E1, and B3. And drill out the holes with a 1mm drill, and then that one's 0.8 at the bottom here. But basically, I would get away with 1mm. You know what's 0.2mm? What's that? The width of a gnat's penis. You know what I mean? So I'll just go along with the 1mm and just drill out the holes. I'm not too worried. On the top, there's all your colours as well, and I think that's Humbrol colours as well, obviously. Okay, so once you've done that, you can then start on the top basically, and it looks like you're building up the turret system. Oh, that was a seat. So yeah, again drilling out some holes there. Let's say 0.8. I don't think I've got 0.8. Let's have a look. I might have 0.8. And you can drill out the hose and put, like, it's all the small stuff. So some of this you may want to do after the fact. They're saying here to sand off or file off those 2 little notches there, or rivets there, and then you've got some eyelets to go on, and then you're putting down the base for the turret. Okay, glasses to go in, or the glass to go in. So it looks like you're going in from behind. From behind. So in behind there, cool. And it's telling you there this to use 325. 325 is their transparent green. So yeah, so transparent green on this. So white 80, 325 on those bits. I do like the way they do this though, to be fair. I do like that. And again, putting more glass. There's a lot of glass in this, so a lot of glass. Building up the weaponry there. So you've got your M811, I think that is. Was that the M81? Yeah, M811 there. And then you've got your rifle going in there. Don't glue all this, apparently. There's your seat. And then don't glue this down, apparently. So don't put glue down, just fit it in. So you don't, so it can be movement. But you can glue it if you want. And then it's saying here to put in or to attach the antennas, again, I would leave that till later, and the hatch later. I think the instructions, yeah, I think the instructions could be a little bit better, where you would, these are the sort of things you do at the end of the build. So bear that in mind. I presume that's mortars there. Again, more antennae going on. This sort of stuff I would leave to the very end. So if you're like me, I would get a fluorescent marker or a coloured pen and just circle the parts that you want to build later. Then at the end of the build, you can then go back through and then start from the front and then just add all these little bits. Something that they may need to look at. Yeah, the instructions are giving you getting you to do stuff that really should be done at the end. There's no need to do all this now because you want to weather it and everything, don't you? So bear in mind when you're doing that, when you're building this, that you want to keep a lot of this at the end. I think a lot of this stuff can go in at the end. Seriously. Brush paint it up. Again, more glass. Most of this is glass and hatches. Okay, so again on the top, hatches, more glass. Drill out some holes. Crumbs. I think this kit's a lot of prep at the start. It's giving you a blow up there on how to paint the hatches on the inside. So you've got your 33, which is your black, your 80, which is your green, and your 127, which is your grey. That is a nice touch. I like that. And again, more antennae. Crumbs. Honestly. What is it? Then you've got your weapon there with a magazine rack to go on, or whatever they call them. And then again, hatch again, and then you start. So you've done all this bit at the front, and this is all stuff you could do at the very, very. My suggestion would be is to drill all your holes, do all your glass, build up the weaponry, okay, and leave everything else for now. You may want to do some of the panels here, what the hatches are. But I think this here, is a little, this stuff would be done at the end, especially on an FX kit, just saying. Right, again, so you're cutting off these tabs here. They're not needed. Drill out some holes. You've got panels to go on in the centre there. You've got your hatch doors. Yep, done all that. So this is all finished. Right, let's start on step 20. So all this is all prep, okay? And a lot of it you don't have to do. It is showing you which way the glass goes. So it's upside down. Is it upside down? Yeah, upside down. And these, like, I think these just, I don't think you may not need to glue them actually. They may just like snap in. It looks like. So you're pushing them down onto it. So it's going down. Is it upside down? Yeah, it is upside down. Yeah, it is upside down, isn't it? Yeah, it's upside down. So you're looking at, yeah. Crumbs, I'm confusing myself. Anyway, so you're adding all these parts to it. Let's get on to the belly now, which is all sprayed in black, obviously. And then you've got the axle frames going in, A-frames or whatever they're called. Drill out the holes, moving over. Then you've got your drive, I think these are drive shafts. And they're telling you to cut out the notches apart from that end one. You leave that one in, okay? Leave that one on. Then you cut out the rest of them, all right? And then you put down your prop shaft right the way through, and then these go on top and basically will hold in your prop shaft. Then you've got suspension arms, track rods going in, steering rods going in. Yeah, they're track rods, they're steering rods, okay? Track rods, steering rods, and they're all going in on top. Then you've got the frame to go on. Looks like you've got some grills on the side that you mount, and some storage, and then that all fits together. So you got your sides, your belly, all pushed together. That's what was confusing me actually. That was confusing me because basically that's all inside, and that just slots in at the back. That's what was confusing me because of the width of it. It's quite a width, this one. Okay, suspension going on both sides. And then you've got your hubs or your discs going on, and then there's your wheels. Again, do this at the end, and they're saying it's 33. So you've got your rubber tyre, then your hub, and then your hub cover going in. Right, cool. Then you got the back end, which you can have open or closed, I believe, looking at what I've seen, because you want to show inside. Are they going to show the seats inside? Let's quick look. Yeah, they are seats, right. So, so there's the rear. Again, you've got mortar, you've got eyelets going on, you've got, is that a bit of glass? No, it's not glass, it's the wrong name. Bits going on. And then you've got a decal to go on here, I think, isn't it? Is that a decal? No, actually, sorry, take it wrong. That's your lights. So that's brake light, reverse light, and signal, which is orange. Okay. You've got cable going around there. Okay. Again, it's showing you put some hand rail on as well. Cool. Then you put on your mine protection underneath. That goes on. That's painted black as well. And then you put your back end on there as well. Then you've got the front going on. Again, you need your transparent colours here for your lights, antennas, etc. going on. So yeah, okay. Tell you what the colours are there. Then you've got some eyelets to go on that front section as well. There's your doors, which is the hull colour, all right, and you need the green for that, which I presume is a cover for your window. Then you've got some tools that you can paint, clean up, and that goes on the side entrance of the other side of the door, so I presume they both open. Okay, then you've got rails as well, so this is where you build up the cage. It's telling you to cut that to that size, so you get your mesh, fit this, and then glue your mesh on top. Okay, and that's on the back door. So this is all the back door, is it? Right. Ah, there we are. I see. So this folds down or folds up. So if it's up, you'll see all that at the back with the, and then if it's closed, you can have it down, so it becomes like an exit. So the door opens, so if opening left and right, it folds down. Brilliant, and you can see everything in there. And so basically, you've got a choice, open or closed. I like that. Good choice. So you want to show that detail, you have it up. If you want to show it with the platform so that the soldiers can get out, there's that one. Brilliant. Okay, it looks like you're doing internals now. So you're actually building the internals up. And okay. So I'm just looking at this. I see. So that must be your bulkhead there. Okay, you've got a bit of wiring there. Equipment on the side. Then you put the seats in at the back, the anti-mine protection system seats going in, and each area has a weapon as well. Nice touch. Your seats and your steering wheel and your column there. Steering column goes in as well. So you've got two seats there, and then that just slots in. Oh, so again, subsection, put it together, bang, slot it in. So you could, in theory, build all this up, do all your weathering and everything, and put it in. Nice touch that. Then, of course, once that's all in together, then you can then put the roof on. So put all this on later, all this bump and gumph and everything. Then there's your turret that goes on top. And if you want, you can then please refer to phase 53 of the placement of the decals. So there's some decals there. So go to 53 so you can see the decals where they go. Again, more bar cage going on there. I think they call it a slack frame, but just bear with me on that. I think that's what it might be called, a slack frame or a cage frame going on. And again, more mesh. I don't know which will be better. Would be to leave all this off now, or if you get this section, leave it off. Weather it, do what you want, then put this stuff on. So yeah, paint it, then weather it, then add this at the end. because you can probably rust that. But look at the size of the bits you've got to do. They're quite, and those little pieces were the frame or the anchor points. And I'm just wondering where those little bits of wire were going to be used for. I've not seen that on here. What those little bits? Oh, maybe it's for antenna. Silly sod. Yeah, it's for antenna, isn't it? Yeah. So I presume if you want, you can use that metal wire for the antenna. But yeah, that's it. There must be a reason for that wire, and I don't know what it is. I've not seen it in the instructions anywhere. It's saying here that you've got to, it would be nice if it had a template, but it's saying here that you cut around where the pipework joins. Okay, so you cut these little bits out. So it is a little bit of a, if there was a template, is there a template in here for that? That'd be nice if it had a template, but it doesn't. So you could put the mesh on and cut around it. That might be it. No, it can't be, because it's a certain angle, isn't it? It's a shame. But yeah, apparently, yeah, so you cut it to that. So just measure it all up, lay it on, and then cut around it. And it isn't that difficult to cut anyway. It's only like a plastic mesh. So yeah, so what was that? What were those little wires for then? Just interesting to see what those little wires were for. At the moment, I can't see a reason why you would need them. Maybe it's there in case you wanted to do the antennas separate. I get that. But at the moment, I can't see any reason for them. They were in the kit. Anyways, that's the instructions. And then you've got the call-outs here. And you've got 2010, 2011, 2012. So this is A, which is 2011. And you've got the three colours there, 33, 80, 186. So if we go back to the beginning, 186 is brown matte, and then you've got the grass green matte, they call it, and then you have the black. And there, that's the call outs for that one. And that's it really, I think. So so that's your call out. So basically it's one call out, then you can put whatever decal scheme you want, A, B and C. Okay, understand now. There's only one call out for it. Well, that makes it a bit simpler, doesn't it? And this is for your decal step 53. Confused me a little bit, that did, but hey ho, I'm going to put the decals back in the instructions here to protect them. Actually, I'm going to put them a bit further in. Give it a bit of a pinch. And there you are. So I may have been a little bit harsh at the beginning, just not bemoaning, but just stating the fact that Heller have been quiet. Now, Glow2B have bought the company 4 years ago, and they brought an announcement out. We talked about it on Chill, and they announced that they were going to bring out new tooling. We had a tractor, a Ferguson 135, which is still in development, which hopefully will be coming out soon. But we had the Peugeot, we've had the 2CV, we've had the vans, we've had the trailers, we've had a few figure sets. And also we had the Hawkeye E2C, which was their main release or announcement. And when me and Nigel got it, Nigel's modelling bench, and we got that in, with thanks to Jadlam, we opened it and we were quite impressed with what we were seeing inside the box. And then I looked through the Peugeot 205 that they released, and very, very impressed in what I saw inside the box. So Glow2B are pushing Heller now, and they're not, so they bought everything, lock stock apparently, but what they are doing is they are releasing the old toolings in their boxes, but they announce on the boxes, or tell you on the boxes, the year of the tooling and the year of the box, or the release. So for instance, that VBCI, 2012 or 2014, I can't remember, 2012 I think it is, and then it was released in 2024. So you know there's a 12, 14-year-old kit, all right? Simples. And they're doing that on all their boxes. So even though it doesn't say classic, you'll be able to see what the age of the tooling is inside the box. So you can judge this whether you buy the kit or not. But you talk to people saying that you go back over the years, they have released some gems. The Sherman tank is a delight. As I said, that Ferguson TE20 is a delight. And there are others who have said that, I built I think it was the Ford Focus. There was a 143rd and a 124th scale, and they were good. Even so much as this Leclerc. This is a 1994 tooling. And people have said it's a very good kit to build, and I am going to build it because, believe it or not, the VBCI and that Leclerc were a pairing. They were designed to work off each other. In the Afghan war, allegedly, that's what they were doing. And also, even though there was a big gap between the release of that Leclerc and that VBCI, it was always in their thoughts to do it. So fair play to them, fair play to them. And it is a cracking kit. The way it's designed, the way that the side, they've used side molding, so they haven't cheaped out on any parts or anything. Proper side molded. The paper thing, I get it, but it's going to be an argument to decals and decals, you know what I mean? And I'm not too keen on it, but I think the way it's packed, the way it's layered up, and the paper in between, I think it does give us that protection. And the boxes are relatively strong, you know, the edges, because they're flappy boxes, you've got the twin edge, haven't you? So I think they're going to be all right using the paper. But even though this is a 10-year-old kit, 15-year-old kit, if I bought a new tooled kit now with that kind of build, the assembly of it and the detail on it, I would be happy. Okay, because, you know, no photo etch or nothing, just pure plastic. That would, for me, that feels like it's a new tooling, and that's only because of the way they've done it. That you build up the belly and the beast you build up the belly of the beast and the axles, and then you have a sub assembly for the interior. And I love that in any kit. You know, we've been spouting about Airfix doing it with the Spitfire Mark V and the Messerschmitt Bf 109 in 24 scale. You know, everything was all sub-assemblies. The engine was a sub-assembly. You know, the cockpit was sub-assembly, and then you build it together. It's fantastic. I love that in a model. And they were doing this back in 2012. So there are glimmers there, and there are jewels. But obviously, look at ScaleMates. If you're going to buy a HELLER kit, look at ScaleMates and see, you know, and then judge it from that. But also, you can actually look on the box, and it will tell you the date. The newer releases, anyway, will tell you the years of release and of the tooling, which is a good thing. Brick, they give you the mesh as well in the kit, so you don't have to go looking for any, you know, your grandma's neck curtain to do all that. It's all there for you to do. A little bit complex. I personally don't like when they have the RPG protection on the vehicle, because I think it takes away from what you can see behind. I'd rather put storage on it, and there's plenty of 3D printed parts you can buy to put bags and whatnot and storage on the outside of this VBCI. It is a very, very good kit. Congratulations, HELLER, on that. I think it looks great. Not to be built just yet, because I've got about 4 or 5 projects I need to finish off before I can get onto it. But like I said, there are gems at HELLER, and this one is one of them, alongside the 172nd Sherman that I've asked lots of people who have built it. And one of the praises I had from Nomad Productions, who used to do a lot of Sherman tanks on his channel, you don't see him so much now. I think he's got a girlfriend. He said that out of all the 172nd Shermans he's ever built, that was the most accurate and the most pleasing to build. So there are gems, and I've said this before about the Ferguson. It's such a pleasing build and lovely to build. It's all thought out. The only criticism was the instructions on that kit, because it wasn't written with a scale modeler in mind. You're doing too much of the antennas and all the hatches and everything right at the beginning of the build, and you don't want that. You want that more at the end, because you get to a point when you build up a kit, you want to start putting down or layering up the paints, etc. And then you add on the antennas and the wing mirrors and whatever else. You know what I mean? Do you get that? But other than that, £35 roughly. I've looked online. So go to your local model shop, or go online to your local model shop and try and buy one. Jadlam, Scale Model Shop, E-Models. They've probably got a version dusty somewhere in their closet or somewhere. So if you want to go and build one, and then if you have built one, or you're going to build one, please let me know in the comments. Just let me know your thoughts. It's up to you whether you buy it or not. I've shown you what's in the box. Now it's up to you to decide on whether you fancy it in your stash or on your workbench. And that's it from me. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, click like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, ring that bell, click all to be notified when I release a new video. And in one of the 4 corners will be some content or other videos on my channel you may like to watch. And hopefully I will see you over there.
No, I just wanna say hello.